The reason why I don't do that is not because I'm like afraid of arguments or the opposing side or anything like that. The reason why I don't do that is because I'd find it to be unproductive. I find the kind of audience that it starts fostering is incredibly toxic and not good for both growth as a stream, but certainly growth as an
Oh, I'm getting
individual.
boosted today.
Because
Oh yeah, boosted
it
again.
becomes an instance where people are exclusively looking for the next debate, looking for new targets to belittle, to berate. And because I don't personally believe that debates are anything but intellectual, pseudo intellectual WWE, just mostly focused on the theatrics of it all. I don't think that that's a productive way of changing people's minds while also simultaneously growing your community. You're only looking for most of the debates that you watch on the internet revolve around one, perfectly crafting your talking points, knowing what your opposing side's talking points are, and perfectly crafting retorts to those talking points. And that can absolutely be relatively educational. You get a better understanding of what your talking points look like and how it matches up against other people's talking points, right? So that's a good thing. Makes you feel good, makes your side feel good if you have like a powerful debate lord fighting on your behalf. Totally get that, right? But ultimately it's not like you're actually diving a little bit deeper
Pfizer
into
frozen
why
his
you believe the
flames.
things that you believe. You know what I mean? You're not doing that. You're not actually learning as to why you should feel a certain way about certain issues. You're simply just repeating talking points on your team's side,
There you go.
okay, and trying to rationalize the most illogical, logical fallacies you can as quickly as you possibly can. That's it. I am not of the mindset that debates are. This is weird. I am not of the mindset that debates are actually a successful way of matching up ideas. I've said this a million times over, but it bears repeating. I personally think that if that was the case, then Ben Shapiro would never be able to own, for example, uh, a, a, a scientist on the issue of climate change. But because debates value rhetoric over actual substance, Ben Shapiro could absolutely, quote unquote, destroy a nerdy scientist who is well versed in the subject matter that he's discussing and make it seem as though he actually destroyed a fucking
Hassle.
real, credible individual that knows a lot more. It's not about who's right, it's about who appears to be more powerful. That's why a lot of debate lords who do not have any emotional investment, okay,
My third
that's
shot
why
fucked me
many
up for a
debate
solid
lords
48 hours.
who do not
Still
have a
worth it.
single
Moderna
ounce
and
of
Pfizer
emotional
plan
investment
attack.
in the arguments that he's talking about, okay, uh, will appear to win. That's why a lot of debate lords do not really care about the substance or care about the things that they're talking about and will say
Please
ridiculous shit
sponsor a huge red
in an
Trump on
effort
the hope
to,
with the Twix type
try
group
to
and made the vaccines
reach out to the
myself.
different recipes, the boundaries of your moral system that you've crafted. And it's not something that you would normally do. On top of that, debates don't actually change people's minds. They have a capacity to be able to change people's minds, certainly. There is the classic 40-40-20 principle. 40% of the watchers are going to stay on one side, their own side. They're already well versed.
Got COVID myself, but
And they're
I'm
watching
vaxxed
to learn the
TF,
talking
I'm
points. The
Panther.
other 40%, same thing. And then there is the 20% in the middle that are in the margins that could go either way, that could actually have their minds changed, but it's still not good enough if you don't steer those people towards a direction and you simply steer them towards the direction of being a fan of yours and advocating for whatever the fuck kind of seasoning you have decided to put on top of your neoliberalist values, your neoliberal values, then they've just
Almost
become
at
the
6 months
exact
of
same
brain rot,
person
can't wait to go
that
have
they
shitty
used to
work.
be, but instead of doing it for Nazi shit, they're doing it for you and whoever the fuck you have decided is your enemy or whatever ideology you have decided to, value for the sake of the argument.